right, here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go. This is the Ball of Wax podcast.
You're so proud of that.
I am so proud of that. I'm so proud of the setup.
This is legit this time.
I know, isn't it?
It really is. You look so funny with the headphones on, and you're so happy about it.
I'm like a little kid right now.
You really are.
I'm very proud of myself.
This is great. This is so much better than trying to huddle around one microphone.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only thing is I wish the thing down there had 2 spaces for headphones so you could have your own headphones too.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what have you been up to?
I don't know, man.
No?
I had another mental breakdown about school. The
Okay.
whole mental breakdown change major.
Yes. I am well aware. I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with that whole process.
It happens.
Yeah, it do. You feeling better today?
No.
No.
No. Not after class. God, no.
If you got a 5 or a 6, that doesn't mean you're average.
She said you're above average. 4's your
Barely.
average.
But no one got a 4. Who got a 5? Doubt anybody got a 5. I got a 6.
I'm sure someone got a 5.
Oh, but your audio thing was so much better than your video. Like, I mean, it was just a full step higher.
And then you give me a 6. That's the same grade I got on the video.
Well, also, that assignment was kind of janky too.
Yeah.
To
change
read-
up the poem. Make it different.
To read a poem like it's not a poem.
Like, dude, it's a poem for a freaking reason. Like, if you want me to be dramatic about something else, then go give me a different thing. Go give me something to be dramatic about. Give me a paragraph out of a book. Go make me read, like, some freaking chapter out of the Bible for all I care. I'll give you character. I don't care. Oh, my God.
Does she listen to this podcast?
No.
She did?
No, that was the one on my thing.
Okay. So she doesn't know about this one.
No. And if she hears it, she freaking hears it. I don't really care anymore.
That's the spirit. That's what I'm talking about.
I've reached that point in the semester.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to turn this in. Let's see what that does. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Hey, it's a work in progress. We're
This
amateurs.
is what happens when you, like, change your setup just out of nowhere. Because the thing was, it's not like it wasn't working with mine. Like, it was working. It was just super, like, echoey and super open. But then this one, because we're using, it's not just, like, one variable we've changed, like, multiple things.
I'd say we've really stepped up our game. I'd say this is more professional.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you got a whole box.
I've got a box.
Got a box on the floor. That's one step ahead. You got a box over here.
2 box.
You got 2 boxes.
That box came in a box. 3 boxes. 2 mics. 2 mic stands.
Yes.
Computer.
And, yeah.
We've got what are these? Cables?
XLR cables.
Yeah, XLR cables. Did you hear that? XLR cables.
I don't know if they're 3-pin or 5-pin, but they're XLR cables.
3-pin.
3-pin. Wow.
3-pin. I do have some 5-pin ones, but those are for my keyboard.
Standard man.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, so the World Series just happened.
Yeah.
I really wish I had a song to listen to.
Jeff Passan is such a weird man. This man came up with a song about Randy Arozarena.
Did he come up with it? He wrote it?
Yep, because his editor said you can't write a story or you can't write a song, and then he said I'm gonna go onto this other podcast, and now he's done it on 2 different shows, and he's done it in his Elmo voice, but it's great.
There's a guy who hits his name Randy Arozarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing, it's Cosa Buena. Running around the bases, he's as fast as a hyena. Arozarena, aye!
It's great. And so the thing is,
That is great.
I listened to this the day before Game 6, or 2 days before. I don't know. It was before Game 6 or before Game 5 when I was driving home. I was listening to it and I heard it and I said, oh no. Please no. So I get home and I show my dad, and then we're sitting and we're watching the baseball game, and in the back of my head I just hear, there's a guy whose name is Randy Arozarena, and I was like, no, please don't. I do not need this.
Yeah.
And now I can't get it out of my freaking head. Oh, it's so.
I like that. That's good.
Oh, it's great.
That's
it's
good.
so catchy.
That is catchy. I like Jeff Passan a lot. He's
He's my favorite.
he's good. He nails that Elmo
he
voice
really
too.
does. He did it at the end with the Elmo voice, and it was pretty funny. He also did it on the Dan Le Batard show in the Elmo voice.
Oh, Mark's buddy.
Yeah, Mark's buddy Dan. Almost as good as Pete's buddy Freddie, my good friend Freddie.
Oh my goodness. Wow, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
So, so the series, so the Dodgers won in 6.
Disgusting.
Yeah, we're not Dodgers fans.
So the thing is, you break it down into the 4 teams that could have made it to the World Series, and I had like who I could have ranked who I wanted to win from most wanting to win to least wanting to win, and the Dodgers were obviously number 4 on that list. Anyone else could have won, and I would have been happy.
It was the Rays and the Astros and the Dodgers and the Braves, right?
So my ranking would have been Astros, Braves, Rays, Dodgers.
Yeah, mine would have been Braves, Rays, Dodgers, Astros.
Yeah, but that makes sense for you.
Yeah. So the Rays for a little while, I thought they had a chance to win the whole thing, but then like as the series went on, it really just felt like the Dodgers just outplayed them in every aspect.
Kevin Cash.
And I mean, even if that didn't happen in Game 6,
he just mismanaged his bullpen the entire time. It wasn't just Game 6.
Sure, but I mean, like it felt like even the game that the Rays won, that crazy game that they won,
the 5.
Yeah, even that, like the Dodgers should have won that game. You know, it just felt like to me anyway that the Rays were playing above their. I don't know what I mean by that, but they were like, I don't know. Maybe the Rays were like playing with house money or something like that. But there was no point in the series where I thought the Rays were the better team.
That's probably true. I think if the Dodgers were gonna get it yep. How does English work again? If the Dodgers were gonna get it in any year, it would have been this year. Just because you can't have Mookie for the first time, and then not produce with that. Mookie was the missing piece. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
No, I can tell you that you're wrong because the Dodgers didn't have a missing piece. I know they just now won it, and I know they've been competitive for like 10 years or whatever, but they didn't have a missing piece. They just kept blowing it. Mookie, you can put.
How did they blow it against the Red Sox?
You could put the MVP. Well, I just mean they had a lot of talent. But I mean, you could put the MVP of the league on any team and say that it was a missing piece.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Dodgers were not a Mookie Betts away. They were good enough to win it without Mookie Betts.
But Mookie Betts didn't hurt.
Well, no, Mookie Betts didn't hurt at all, but that's not what you said.
That's true. That is true. You know what I did think, though? I did think Mookie Betts was going to win the MVP.
I was wondering if he would. I was also wondering if they would give it to Kershaw.
I was thinking it's either going to be Mookie or Kershaw, and then you want to know who it ends up being? Freaking Corey Seager.
Seager was pretty unanimous. He dominated the whole time.
I don't think I watched it enough. Like, obviously I watched the World Series, but I think I would zone out, and then all of a sudden every time I would pay back attention, Randy Arozarena would be up to bat.
It did seem like he was up to bat every time I looked at the TV.
Every time I'd be like laying here and I'd like have my laptop and it'd be playing or whatever, and I'd be like doing something facing the wall, and I'd turn over just to see how the game's going, and it's like, oh hey, Randy's up to bat again.
And he was always getting hits too.
Oh yeah, no, and then the number of times that like between my dad and I, the texts are just Randy in all caps for like hitting another home run. Like, dude, Randy Arozarena on fire.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal. And I think a lesson to be learned is that if the Rays want to make a trade with you for one of your prospects, that's a bad sign. Because the Rays
odds are you want to keep that.
The Rays are extremely good at identifying young talent. Like,
they're just like, oh yeah, we want this guy that looks like he like low key looks like he's never gonna produce for you guys. We want him. Yeah. We'll give you a bag of chips for him. And then he turns out to hit 10 home runs in the postseason.
Yeah, which is just insane.
Good God, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so Game 6, the series went to 6 games, obviously. And Game 6, the Rays actually took the lead first.
Because of Randy.
And exactly.
Good man, Randy.
Yeah, and they had the lead until the 6th when Rays manager Kevin Cash.
Okay.
He took Blake Snell out of the game.
Who was having a gem of a game.
After he had just given up his second hit of the game. He'd only given up two
Blake
hits,
Snell
and he
doesn't
took
pitch
him
like
out.
that. Blake Snell never pitches like that. Like, okay, you know how he had like 9 strikeouts when they took him out. Snell is not a strikeout pitcher. He's like a pitch to contact type of guy. So you see, he's doing absolutely phenomenal. And then Kevin Cash is like, hit number 2, I'ma just who'd they bring in? Yarborough?
No, they brought in Nick Anderson,
Oh.
who is normally good, but he's had a rough postseason. During the regular season, he was pretty good. But in the postseason, I think he's given up a home run like his last 3 or 4 outings. Like he's not been doing that great.
Let's just put it this way: 2020 postseason Kevin Cash is not the same Kevin Cash that won Manager of the Year in 2018. And then someone at work the other day was giving me the argument that Kevin Cash is still going to win Manager of the Year this year because his regular season managing was great. He just doesn't know how to apparently manage in the postseason. But
in the postseason, he did pretty much the same thing he did in the regular season. It just didn't work.
Exactly.
So I mean, if
Since
there's
it's a
one
regular
thing
season
that
stat and not a postseason
if
stat.
there's one thing you can commend him for, it is managing the same way the whole time.
That's true.
Because he did. I mean, in the playoffs, you have a little bit of a quicker hook anyway, but he was doing that the whole season, overusing relievers and all that. Which brings me to a point. You know the new rule about how a reliever has to go
the 3-batter or the out and end the inning type of thing?
Yeah. So a reliever, when they come in, they have to pitch to 3 batters or they have to end the inning. And the idea behind that is that you'll use less pitchers in a game.
It
and
speeds it up a little bit.
And you'll have less pitching changes and results in a quicker game. I have a hypothesis, and this is not backed by any data, and I have not done any research, but I have a theory. And I think it's done the opposite. And I think we have more pitching changes and longer games as a result of that rule. Because now listen to this. This is why I think this. You have, let's say you bring in a pitcher at the beginning of the inning. And in the old rules, you could take him out. Like, let's say you're bringing in a lefty to face a righty and a lefty and a righty. Well, so you bring in that pitcher. Well, in the old rules, you could take him out after the first batter and let the next guy finish the inning. Sure. But now you have to leave him in. And you leave him in, and it results in more hits, more offense. And then you have to...
But then that means more action, which is...
Yes, but
that's what you're wanting. That's what
Well, is
Manfred
that the goal?
wants.
Is more action the goal, or is a quicker game the goal? Because I thought it was a quicker game.
I think it's a faster... Or like... Ultimately, the time spent during the game needs to be more action-based as opposed to more swap-based.
Well, if that's the case...
Because if you have... So let's say... And I know this is impractical. If you have
it's dragging the games out is my point.
But if you have like a 4-hour game, right? And once again, very impractical, and I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt right now. But if you have X amount of pitching changes... but you have like the same rule in place and you have 3.5 hours of like play time and then 30 minutes is just spent with that like swapping out, then that's what you want, because he wants more like action in the game. He thinks there's too much downtime right now.
That's okay.
And I get it, those are like obscure numbers and like really big, because I know
that but I'm not going to focus on the numbers.
Right.
But I mean, it's baseball.
Yeah.
We're not talking about basketball here. So I don't know if that's Manfred's deal with baseball, then I think he's in the wrong sport. But which I think he is anyway. But I think that the pitching change rule has just dragged the games out longer, which is not the effect that it was supposed to have.
Oh yeah.
And it like watching these playoff games is just brutal because these managers have such a quick hook. I don't blame the managers. They're doing what they should, but
they're doing what they're getting paid to do.
Like these rules are just, it's dragging the game out, and it sucks. It's hard to watch, you know?
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
If you don't like baseball, or you watch baseball as like a side thing, this is super annoying. And
I'm a diehard baseball fan, and it's driving me nuts.
I spend more time listening to the commentators and listening to the people talking than actually watching the baseball game, because every time I like turn over, it's like, oh, they're doing a pitching change again.
It's brutal. It's brutal. But I don't know, that I just add that to a long list of things that
you don't like about Manfred.
Rob Manfred has done to he does one thing to try to solve a problem
and then creates 6 other problems.
Creates 6 other problems. Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
So,
on the subject of problems, Justin Turner.
Yeah, so that was weird. So the first thing that's weird about it is that apparently the test results didn't come in before the game.
They came in during
so if
like
you're
the
getting
8th inning.
If you're getting your test results during the game, then what's the point? Right? Like, what's the point?
Either you don't play the game, or then you just worry about it tomorrow type of thing.
It's
right?
so I don't know. I don't see how you could have your test results coming in the mid game when the whole point of getting tested is to determine whether you can play this game.
Exactly.
Like, it defeats the purpose of getting tested. And then they came in the 2nd inning, and it took until the 8th inning to get him out of the game.
Right.
Which is like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the point? And that makes me think, like, surely it did not take 6 innings, 2 hours to get the word to him.
No.
I wonder when they knew, and I wonder how long they waited, because they didn't want it to impact the game.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder if it came down to the Dodgers in the 8th inning because they knew, okay, it's the 8th inning. He's probably not going to get another at bat.
Yeah,
I don't know if his spot came up again or not, but it's least likely to affect.
They're already in the lead.
It's least likely to affect the game in the 8th inning than the 2nd, right? So I wonder if there's like some funny business going on there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Also, how is it only how is he number one? If they did this bubble concept, how did he get it? Number one. Number two, how did nobody else get it? How is everybody else testing negative except for Justin Turner?
Well, that's okay. So on your first point, it's not a true bubble.
That's true.
They call it a bubble, but it's not a bubble.
It's not a bubble.
You don't have a bubble where 12,000 people come into each game and leave. It's not a bubble. The hotels they're staying at, they're having regular customers stay at the hotel too. That's not a bubble. A bubble is when they're isolated, and they were not isolated. None of them were. And throughout the whole playoffs. I mean, baseball just got lucky that Turner was the first positive test, and even if it's a false positive, they got lucky because they did not have a bubble. They can call it a bubble, but hockey had a bubble, basketball had a bubble.
Yeah,
this is not a bubble, and it's a miracle that they didn't have more positive tests. And then after the game, he's on the field without a mask.
And here's the thing. So there was an athletic article about it yesterday, and I was reading it. He was like emphatically wanting to go out onto the field or whatever, and he did not just basically he had some support. Someone supported him because they were like, no, you shouldn't go out there, and he was like, oh, but we just won the World. Not direct quotes at all. We just won the World Series. I want to be out there with my boys. Blah 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 blah. So then they're like, someone let him go. Okay, someone let him go out onto the field, and that's why all of a sudden everybody had a mask on. Did you not see that? They were all
when they came back from commercial. Yeah, everybody had a mask.
Everyone had a mask,
and it was they had a box of medical masks. They were just passing out.
Yeah, no, and I didn't see Turner, and I hadn't seen anything at that point. I was just watching everybody get masks. I was like, uh-oh, something happened. So I text my dad. I was like, oh, what happened? He goes, I think Justin Turner tested positive, and I was like, oh. So I look on Twitter and I find all the information out. And then all of a sudden, and I never saw Justin Turner come back out until I see pictures later that night. Because I think after that, I turned it off or whatever. I stopped watching. But he was in the article, it was oh yeah, he went out there with a mask on. And then all of a sudden I see I realized he had the mask on the chin at one point, and then he took it off, and he's kissing his wife and hugging all his buddies. And I was like, that doesn't I get it if you're under the concept of, oh well, we're already we've all been around each other, so if I have it, some other guy's gotta have it. But that's still, that doesn't, so
selfish.
That doesn't make any lick of sense at all.
Yeah, it doesn't. And MLB has to answer for that, I think. But did you see the statement that MLB put out? They
gave him a sternly worded letter.
They put all the blame on him, and Manfred took no responsibility.
Of course he didn't. Of course he fucking didn't.
Yeah,
oh
that's not what he does. It's not his thing. Responsibility is not his thing. I don't know. It was very weird, but I am ready for next season already because it was a short season, and I did not like it.
Short season.
Especially if you're a Rangers fan, it was a shorter season.
They put Kike Hernandez in for Turner, and now I'm trying to see.
Okay. Yeah, he did get one at bat.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I remember he had an at bat.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, in the top of the in the bottom of the 8th, Kike Hernandez struck out swinging. after Betts homered to center. So
Yeah.
I think Betts homered and then they
Yes.
pulled Turner. That's how that had to have gone. Or did they
Turner-
pull Turner before that?
They pulled Turner before that.
Okay.
They pulled him when they went on defense. He didn't
Okay,
come
so
out. He didn't
the
come
top
out
of
onto
the
the
eighth. He
field,
didn't come out
and the
top of the
announcers were trying to figure out why they didn't know.
eighth.
Yeah. So it was just a mess. But
Dang.
yeah. So anyway, hopefully this is all done by next season, because
Or at least more under control.
yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. All right, so that's our baseball talk for the day.
Yeah.
What are you doing on your phone over there?
I'm looking at stuff.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at this. I was looking at the box score trying to figure out how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who came up when and whatever.
Anyway, so there's this movie, and it's called S House. I'm not gonna say the title because I don't cuss. I don't have a potty mouth. You just imagine that it rhymes with clit house. Just kidding. It's called Shit House. And so there's this movie called Shit House, and it's the cool thing. There's many cool things about this movie, but I'll start with the writer, the director, and the main star of the movie are all the same person. And he's this 22-year-old kid named Cooper Raiff. Cooper Raiff. And he's from Dallas. And I heard about this movie because I'm a big fan of the Ben and Skin show, and they talk about local stuff all the time. Why'd you shake your head like that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know what I think about the Ben and Skin show, but I also probably have to listen to the Ben and Skin show in order to have an opinion.
That makes sense that you don't know what you think about it then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Skin actually worked on the music for the movie, and Cooper Raiff, I don't know how to say his name, Cooper Raiff.
Mr. Cooper, sir.
Yes, Cooper is Jeff's cousin. So
Who's Jeff?
Skin.
Oh.
Sorry. His name is Jeff Skin. And so I had heard a lot of talk about the movie, but then I was like, okay, fine, I'll go watch it. I'll see what it's all about. And I watched it, and it's legitimately, I would say, one of the best movies about the college experience that I've ever seen. And it's not a straight up comedy, and it's not a straight up drama. It's somewhere in the middle. It's probably just a drama with funny parts. It's probably the best way to describe it. But anyway, it's just this. It's phenomenally shot. Really good direction. The whole thing is good. The actors are good. Really, really well written too. It's one of those movies that, at least for me, I had to watch like 2 or 3 times before I caught everything. Because
I think that's how it is with most movies.
I think so too, but not like. I would say it's not like that for. Okay, so I think there's a difference in movies that are made as product versus movies that are made as art.
Okay.
And for movies that are made as art, yes. For movies that are made as a product, no. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but not. Yes, it makes sense.
Okay. So this is clearly a movie that is made as art. And so because of that, yeah, it takes a couple watches, I think, to catch everything. And I don't want to like spoil everything, but the main thing, I felt like I could relate to the main character, in like a super kind of freaky way. Because I'll just give you a little bit. So the main character, he's in college, he's in his freshman year, and he's away from his family, and he wants to go home as often as he can. He wants to like call his mom, as often as he can, because he misses his family and all that. And in doing so, he kind of realizes that you miss out on like the college experience when you do that. Like part of the college experience is like being on your own and not going to your mom every time you need to go to your mom. You know what I mean? And learning how to live your own life. And when I was in college the first time, I was going home like every single weekend, and I was basically like living in Rowlett on the weekends and in Denton during the week. And I definitely feel like I missed out on a huge part of the college experience and just life experience in general.
But was it because of a girl?
Yes, it 100% was, but still, like, that's why I feel like I could relate to the character, because he's facing that same issue. And then he also gets into like the problems with making friends, and all that good stuff. So I feel like anybody who's ever like been at college and felt homesick, felt like they had issues making friends,
I feel like you're calling me out on like an unnecessary level.
I just don't. No.
Okay.
No.
I felt like a personal attack on my character.
Whoa. No.
It really did.
Attack?
Yeah. Like the Owen Wilson thing in the car.
Okay.
It felt like that, except worse.
Well, you're not. Okay. I didn't mean it like. I'm not like subtly telling you like how to live your life or anything. I also think that these are like very widespread problems.
Right.
I think people don't really talk about them because it's not like cool to talk about. But
feelings.
Imagine. Right, exactly. But I would bet that I don't know, a huge number of college kids experience this. And I think that's what makes stuff so good, is that stuff is relatable. And this movie just came out, but it has like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like all the reviews are positive about it. And it's just gotten great ratings and stuff. And I think even if it won't solve like everything that's wrong, I think seeing another human being and being able to relate to the same problems is very powerful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Anyway, it also the lead actress in this movie, her name is Dylan Jalula. I think that's how you say that.
Like the hot sauce? Do you know the hot sauce Cholula?
It's not Cholula.
Oh.
It's with a G.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's a hard G or a soft G. But I followed her on Twitter, and she might be the funniest person I've ever seen in the whole wide world. She's amazing. I want to be her best friend.
Nice.
But anyway, so I watched that movie like 2 weeks ago, and it just blew me away. I don't think I cried. I could have cried. I cried at the end of The Good Place. I finished The Good Place. I cried at the end of that.
Haven't seen that one.
Oh, phenomenal show. It's on Netflix. You have a Netflix.
Sure.
Well, you have a Netflix login.
Yeah.
You have access to a login. I would watch. Their episodes are like 20 minutes long. It's super easy to binge.
I just
phenomenal show.
Started a different show though.
Okay. What show did you start?
Designated Survivor.
Oh, that's a serious show.
Yeah.
Good Place is kind of light, so if you need a break from need a break from the heaviness, put on The Good Place.
I apparently gravitate to the heavy shows because I finished Quantico before I watched.
Oh, it's kind of the same kind of.
Yeah.
It's like an FBI show, right?
Yeah, I like those kind of shows.
I got you. So anyway, the last thing I'll say about Shithouse is it's not on Netflix or Hulu or anything.
Unfortunately, it's $6.99 on YouTube though.
Yeah, it's on. You can get on YouTube, the PlayStation Store, all those kind of places. Amazon Prime probably, but it's just one of those things that it's not. You have to pay to watch it basically, and it's not really in movie theaters. It's in only like 50 movie theaters across the country. So, you just kind of have to pay some money to watch it. But I think it's 100% worth it, and I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Cooper Rife like blows up after this, because it's insane to see like this kind of project written, directed, and starred in by a 22-year-old kid. Like he just graduated from college, I think. Like it's insane. It's phenomenal work. It's in the same vein as like 500 Days of Summer. Have you seen that?
Nope.
It's in the same vein as like The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Have you seen that?
Nope.
These are all phenomenal movies that you should watch.
I know Perks of Being a Wallflower is like something I need to watch soon.
You should also read that book. The book was better.
I've read the book.
Okay.
I've read the book, but I've not seen the movie.
Okay. It's in the same vein as like those kind of movies.
The like coming of age, like more college coming of age.
Yes. It's like movie. A college age coming of age type of thing. Which I love that kind of stuff. But anyway, I thought it was really good.
So, jerseys.
The Stars
Hold on,
just released a new jersey.
I know they did, but this you need to see this before we start talking about that. Someone this morning, a Reddit user, came out with like if other teams did the neon concept. So there's 4 of them: the Habs, the Golden Knights, the Canucks, and there was another one that I'm missing. The Jets, I think.
Maple Leafs.
Oh, the Maple Leafs, not the Jets.
The Vegas ones look just like Vegas. now.
I think the Vegas ones look dope.
The Vegas ones actually look good. The rest of these look like laser tag uniforms.
That's what the Dallas one looks like.
Yes, I don't like the Dallas one.
No,
So it looks like glow in the dark, but they look so glow in the dark that they look like they would glow in the day. Like they're extremely.
They're so obnoxiously bright. And the thing is, I love blackout jerseys, and I like blackout jerseys. I like color rush jerseys. Doesn't matter. Like the color rush uniforms from the NFL.
I love most of those. Yeah.
Love color rush, except for when the Seahawks did the neon green one. I don't really like the neon green when it's like the main color. But the thing is, the Dallas one isn't neon green as the main color. The black is the main color, but then the green is so not their green.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's painful.
Yes. Which is weird because that victory green that the Stars have
is already kind of bright.
It is, but it's a really good green, I think. I like that kind of green.
It's green in like a good respect, but not if you look it up on the if you look up the color code for that green, it's a very blue green.
Really?
Yeah.
In
comparison to like our green for UNT.
Yeah. The good thing is they only said they're going to wear them like 15 times over the next 3 years. So that's kind of good. I definitely much rather prefer the Winter Classics that they.
Okay, so I was talking to someone I was talking to my friend at work yesterday, and I was like, because we were talking about it, he like put his phone background as that like neon green thing, and I was like, you like it? And he was like, Amanda, we were just talking about this. And I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. But he was saying that, like, he thinks they look good, but if it was the victory green instead of the neon green. And then I was saying I would like it better if it was just white, but in the, like a black and white uniform, but have it be the Winter Classic logo. That, like, that
D.
Yeah, with the star and everything.
That would be nice.
I would buy that more. I think more people would buy that than the people that are gonna buy this neon one.
Yeah, this one's
is gonna
weird.
appeal to the 12-year-olds.
This is very that's accurate, and this is gonna be very polarizing.
Yeah, because I was saying yesterday that I would have 12-year-old me that went through like the neon like elite like little like Xbox boy kind of phase.
Yeah,
I went through that. I went through that hard. I would love it. 20-year-old me does not though.
Yeah.
20-year-old me likes the Vegas version of that.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Imagine if baseball did neon jerseys like that. Imagine if any other league did a neon jersey like that.
Basketball gets close. Basketball has some weird jerseys. They have some weird jerseys in the NBA.
Some of the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Jerseys.
Yeah.
I think everyone should do like a city jersey type of thing.
I would like that. I like the ones that the Mavs had this year. I kind of like those.
With the street font?
I think. Yeah. I did kind of like those.
No.
I did like those. I think I didn't like them at first, and then they just grew on me.
I think that's what happens with a lot of people, but I don't think I never crossed that. I liked Houston's, which is surprising because I don't normally like the Houston jerseys for the Rockets.
I don't remember how they looked.
It was like the more like boxy kind of font, almost like you would kind of find that font in like a kind of racist-y Chinese type of thing.
Oh.
That's the only way for me to explain it.
So you're saying that the Houston Rockets are racist?
No, because they have a big market in China.
Oh, yeah, because they have that leftover from Yao Ming.
Yeah. It was kind of like they're still trying to capitalize on that. It looked good, though. It said H-Town on the front. I would have bought it, but I don't watch basketball enough to...
Oh.
I would do that thing where, like, someone buys a James Harden jersey because, oh, yeah, James Harden's he's our guy.
Let me just go on the record and say, fuck James Harden.
What do you do?
I cannot stand him. As a basketball player, he flops like a soccer player. Drives me nuts. He plays no defense. All he does is shoot. And then, and you see him in games, like, checking on his stats, like, in the middle of the game, like, looking up at the thing like, oh, I need like 2 more buckets to get a triple-double or some shit like that. James Harden is so selfish. I can't stand that dude. Cannot stand him.
Would you call him the Trevor Bauer of basketball?
No.
Oh, okay.
That would be an insult to Trevor Bauer.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, 100%.
You're so serious about that.
Yeah, James Harden sucks. I don't like him at all.
Damn, all right.
And I'll put my name on that. My name's Collin Roar, and I hate James Harden. Now, Now I will say, like, I would never say any of this to his face, and I don't hate him as a human being.
No.
I hate the way he plays
You
basketball.
just hate his basketball style.
Yeah, and I don't know him as a human being. And if I get to know him as a human being, I might hate him as a human being. I don't know,
Okay.
but I don't, as it is right now. Anyway, I'm just saying. Don't get me
interesting.
going on James Harden. I hate it when they play against him because he flops all over the place and he gets so many calls. It's like watching Dwayne Wade in 2006. Like, he just gets so many calls. And I'm like, dude, he didn't do anything to deserve these calls. He drives me nuts. I don't know. I don't want to talk about him.
After you just ranted about him for like 2 minutes.
Let me say, I don't want to talk about him anymore.
No more. None of that. Anyway, back to the jersey thing. Yeah, no, I would like, I don't know. I think I would like city jerseys everywhere. I would also like to see blackout jerseys in every league.
I wonder if I would like those Stars jerseys if the green was white.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue is the green. The issue was the shade of green that they chose.
I mean, also it's kind of a boring logo on the front too. It's just.
But it pays homage to Texas.
I don't know.
Do you see on the collar? It's got 1 star because we're the Lone Star State. It's got 1 star instead of a star on both collars.
See, that's corny to me. I don't care for that.
They went for the Texas theme this year.
I know, and
like, Texas plays hockey now.
I don't care so much about like Texas pride. I do like Dallas pride. I'm a big fan of like
you're weird.
being proud of from Dallas.
Good lord.
But I don't care about like being proud of being from Texas because there's plenty of parts of Texas I don't like. So like, it doesn't do anything for me.
Ugh.
But
I don't know. I don't think I've ever met a single person from Texas that's more proud of the city they're from than being from Texas.
Oh yeah, Texans are so obnoxious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows it too. It's
also
not in a good way either.
This is a really weird side note. You know, people in other states don't refer to getting somewhere by how long it takes to get somewhere. Like, they refer to it in miles. Like, I live like 4 miles from whomever, and then I'm like, no.
As opposed to saying like I live 10 minutes away.
Well, so like when I drive from like here to my boyfriend, he's 4 hours away, right? 4.5, 5-ish, depending on traffic. But if I'm gonna be so specific, I live 301 miles away, according to someone who lives outside of the frickin' state.
I didn't realize that was a Texas thing.
Yeah, no, it's a Texas thing. My friend goes to school in Massachusetts, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm like 20 minutes away from you, so I'll be over there at like X time, right? And then they were like, 20 minutes? What do you mean 20 minutes? And I was like, don't act like this is a foreign concept. It's not a foreign concept. Anyway, that's my spiel on.
You sound very affected by this.
I was surprised by it, to say the least. Because in Indonesia, we also refer to it as time because there's so much traffic there that you have to. It's not like, oh, I live 20 miles from, or X kilometers or whatever from here. It's, I gotta take this highway and I gotta like drive for X time because there's so much traffic.
When was the last time you were in Indonesia?
I don't know, 4 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was supposed to go last summer. That didn't happen.
Why not?
Corona.
Oh, you mean like this past summer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
No.
Okay.
This past summer I was supposed to go back, but
okay.
I didn't get to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're going back next?
Nope. After Corona.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Before I graduate and after Corona. Hopefully that.
Well. That's assuming that Corona's not here to stay.
Yeah. Well, at least to where it's not pandemic level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's that situation. So.
All right. Well. Oh, story time.
Oh, I get story time now.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what time it is? It's
Guilty as charged with the story.
What about a pretzel, man? What's your story?
He said let's tell ghost stories, not toast stories. Oh, I don't know any ghost stories.
I planted that story about the chicken.
I didn't plant the story about the chicken.
What's he talking about?
Now this is a story.
my father would tell the story of impregnating my mother every winter solstice.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, you can say that again.
We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Now, I told you that story to tell you this story.
Baba Yaga, the witch.
They tell stories to children to frighten them.
Story time.
I was driving here today and my left hand fell asleep.
Do you drive one-handed, or do you always drive the little two-hand like a normal person? I don't know if normal.
Oh, I drive one-handed.
Do you drive with your left or your right hand?
Left.
Like the one that's on the window?
Yes.
Are you left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay.
Why? I use my other hand for playing the drums.
Do you play the drums in the car?
Oh yeah. I'll hit this the center console makes a different sound than the dashboard.
You seriously
makes a different sound from the ceiling. I have
you
3
smack
different
the ceiling too.
Yes, 100%. Especially if I get to a good part. I a lot of times I use both hands because it doesn't for a quick thing.
Yeah.
But if I need 3 sounds, I know my go to. I'm like pop pop pop. I'll punch it. I'll punch up at the top. Oh my god. I go hard in the car. I sing my heart out in the car.
Well, not lately. Lately I've been listening to a bunch of different podcasts, but
no, if you see me in my car, I'm pounding something, I'm singing my heart out.
Oh no, I sing.
I get places and I'm hoarse, and people are like, "Why are you hoarse?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I did the not this most recent time, but the time before that when I went home for no reason and I left at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. I left super early, so I needed to keep myself awake in the car. So I blared musicals. I'm a big musical person.
What's your favorite top 5 musicals?
Oh god.
Top 5 musicals.
Dear Evan Hansen is number 1.
What is that? What is that? Stay talking to the microphone.
Dear Evan Hansen is number 1.
Dear Evan Hansen?
Yeah, so this I don't know. My best friend is on this wall somewhere.
Okay.
And she and I got really into Dear Evan Hansen when we were in high school. And I'm Connor Murphy and she's Evan Hansen, and we sing. There's one song and it's like a duet thingy. Where they're writing letters back and forth to each other. But the thing is have you seen it? Do you know anything about Dear Evan Hansen?
I've never even heard of it.
Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's really good. But essentially it's all someone's lying the whole show.
Is it Clue?
No.
Oh.
And and so Emily, my friend, she would sing the Evan Hansen parts and I would sing the Connor Murphy parts. We would go hard to that song in the car. Now I sing it. When I sing it in the car, I can't sing both parts because I'm like, I gotta sing it with Emily. And Emily's on her mission, but it's a whole other thing. Love Dear Evan Hansen, favorite show, probably of all time. Followed... No, I was wrong. Newsies is my number 1 show of all time. Dear Evan Hansen is number 2. Phantom of the Opera is probably number 3 because I really like the music from Phantom of the Opera.
Fancy. That makes you sophisticated.
Yeah, Les Mis is number 4.
Oh yeah, Les Mis was great. My high school did Les Mis.
And then I didn't go to. I think my high school did Les Mis 2 years before I got into high school. Yeah. And then what was it? Big Fish. Big Fish was the musical we did my junior year of high school, and that's my number 5.
Wow.
Because that was the first musical I had ever done tech for.
Oh, okay, dope. I was never in theater, so I didn't do any musicals. But every time my high school did put on one, I loved to go watch it. Because I had a lot of friends in there too. Anyway. Yeah. And I love to go. I still love to go to the theater and watch plays and musicals.
My first musical ever was Newsies, and that's why that's so high up on my list.
If I had to power rank my top 5 musicals, it's gonna include more movies than yours for sure.
Okay.
Number 1 is probably Grease.
I've never seen Grease.
Oh, I
know I need to watch it, but I've never seen it.
I know every single line to Grease.
Wow.
Probably. That might not be true, but only might.
That's how I am with Newsies. I can I know every line, every song, at this point I almost know every dance move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm blanking on one. I feel like there's another really big one that I'm a big fan of, but I can't remember it. I'm a big fan of what was the one? Into the Woods.
Yeah.
I love Into the Woods.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
I went back to my high school to go see that last fall.
Yeah. My high school did that one while I was there too. I might be only able to name 3. High School Musical goes hard.
High School Musical always goes hard.
That's just the facts. I sing that Soren song. I sing that on an almost daily basis. And then I might just have to give you a top 3.
Wow.
But I feel like I'm blanking on. I feel like there's a really big one that I'm missing.
Are you missing Footloose? Is that your big one?
No, I don't like Footloose.
Annie?
Oh. I almost knocked the computer off of it. We just almost lost everything. I love Annie. Annie.
Was that the big one you were forgetting?
No, it's not.
You
but
just love Annie.
I was raised on Annie.
I was Miss Hannigan in the 4th grade production.
We love you, Miss Hannigan.
And the thing was, we did this as my like little elementary school thing. And I was Miss Hannigan, and it was great. But the problem was, I was, number one, afraid to blow the whistle that I had. I had a little whistle, and I was scared to blow the whistle. Number two, I wasn't mean enough.
Oh, come on.
So my music teacher was like, Amanda, we'll give the role to somebody else if you can't be mean enough. And I was like, okay, I'll be mean enough. I'll figure it out. Damn. I got there, but like it was tough. I was not very mean at the time. I was still like very like small, like bubbled child.
I still reference Annie on probably a daily basis too. But there's one more. Keep naming musicals. What's another one?
Hamilton. I don't know.
Hamilton was good, but not my favorite, just because it's too smart for me. What else?
Six. That's
I don't know what that is.
That's like a Hamilton, but like British kind of Hamilton type of thing.
Next.
Bright Star, but I don't know if you know that one. Do you know that one?
Nope.
Okay.
Next.
Quick story about Bright Star.
Oh.
My high school did it my senior year. That was like we won. So in Houston, we have like a little like competition for musicals around the like the high school area, or like the high schools in the area. Like the Tonys, Emmys, whatever type of an award, and we won best musical for it. On top of that, we were the second high school in the entire country to put on the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like a new show.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah, it was super dope. I don't know. I had a story. I had like my actual story that I wanted to tell, but here we are ranting about musicals.
We'll get to that, but
Okay.
I'm trying to find a list here.
Okay.
Okay, La La Land was great. That's a musical. Oh, Greatest Showman, did not like that.
Really? What'd you have against Greatest Showman?
Did not like Greatest Showman. Oh, I did in Greatest Showman. I did like that scene at the bar where Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman sing together. That was a cool part. I did like that. Oh, The Wizard of Oz. Huge fan of The Wizard of Oz. The Sound of Music, phenomenal.
West Side Story.
No, didn't like that.
You don't like West Side Story? That's my dad's number one. I guarantee it. Mamma Mia, Hair, Godspell, Chicago.
Willy
Rent.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's considered a musical.
There is a musical version of it.
Oh, okay.
Camelot, My Fair Lady, Jersey Boys, Hairspray, Wicked.
Ooh, A Star Is Born. Does that count?
No.
It's a movie musical.
Book of Mormon.
That was one of my favorite movies that came out whatever year it came out.
Book of Mormon.
I think we're just gonna have to move on.
You'll come back to it. You'll do what I do, which is like, oh my god, wait. Do you know anything about Dogfight?
No.
Dogfight's so good too. I just started listening to that one. That one's really, really good. Yeah, anyway, so my story, I went home for the weekend, right?
What's this? Oh, Purple Rain music movie? Love that. Love me some Prince. Anyway, keep going.
So I went home for the weekend, right? We're aware of this. I went home because I needed to vote. And then...
Who'd you vote for?
Doesn't matter. Don't talk about that stuff. So... Robert is such a weirdo. This man has a Spider-Man suit.
I want it. He has a Spider-Man suit?
Yeah. He also has one of those jackets that zips up all the way to like the top of your head, and it's a Spider-Man one as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he streams sometimes, and so I was aware of him having this. So he did a stream the other day, and it was him in the Spider-Man suit with the Spider-Man jacket on top of it. And I was like, I hate this so much.
That's my guy. Oh, Beauty and the Beast? I did like the remake they made a few years ago.
I haven't watched
the live
I don't
person
think
one.
I've seen either of them. I've not seen any of.
I
don't think I've seen any.
I'm just gonna keep interrupting your story.
You're fine. You're good. Just don't interrupt me while I'm trying to tell. If I'm actually talking about the story stuff. So yeah. So he has this Spider-Man suit. Yeah. Come on.
This is it. I'm done. I'm done after this.
Okay. Is
one.
this the one that you couldn't think of and you?
I don't know, but it might be the Blues Brothers. Have you seen that?
No, I've not seen the Blues Brothers.
Oh my god, have you? Oh my, all right.
You're like so disappointed. You didn't know what Irvin Hansen was.
I don't come from a theater. I'm all right. I should clarify that I don't mean theater musicals.
Musical movies.
I mean musical movies. I should clarify that.
You should have.
Those can translate to the stage, but I didn't take theater, and I was not involved in it.
I didn't take theater either.
You were involved.
I got bored. I was like, someone convinced me to audition for the musical, and I didn't get a part, so they said, hey, we'll let you do lights. And I said, hell yeah, I'll do lights.
Oh.
And I loved it.
All right.
It was a different group of friends.
All right. So you're dating Spider-Man, right?
Yes, essentially. And I made fun of him the other day because he eats a lot, right? He's got this stupid fast metabolism, but I was making fun of him for getting a little bit pudgy.
Hey, don't do that.
It was just a little joke because the Spider-Man suit's really tight, right? That's just how it is. So he's a little pudgy, and he says something about being Peter B. Parker, and it was great. So anyway, I'm dating Spider-Man, and not only am I dating Spider-Man, Spider-Man decided he was going to go out into the world as Spider-Man. I needed to go to Target.
Oh, so it's kind of like a bit.
I needed to go to Target.
He went to Target dressed as Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, did you film it?
No.
Oh, you should have filmed it.
At this point, I wasn't gonna film it. It was just a regular occurrence. At this point, I'm.
That's funny. That's kind of like Borat. Like Borat goes into places doing characters and bits and stuff. So you gotta do that.
We went to the store, and his mom. We're walking out of his house, and his mom was like, "Really, Mindy? You're gonna let him go dressed like that?" And I was like, "I've already said my piece. Worst comes to worst, I'll leave him at Target." Because I don't live that far from Target. So
Is he still at Target today?
No,
okay.
He made it home.
Okay.
So
shout out Target. We love Target.
We go to Target. I'm getting stuff that I need, and he also has a Spider-Man mask. His mask is like a Spider-Man like a face mask because like you gotta wear face masks because Corona.
Right.
So he has a Spider-Man face mask. Almost wore the head part too, but then we couldn't figure out how to put the mask on top of the other mask because they were like, you can't come in with just the ski cap thing on.
Yeah.
So he has the Spider-Man mask, and there's all these little kids that are like waving at Spider-Man.
Oh my god, he probably made these kids his day.
It was so cute. It was legitimately so cute. And the only reason I was okay with it is because I've been a mascot before for a swim team, so I know what it's like to be like to walk around and have someone have to walk me around because I can't see where I'm going. But then at the same time having kids be like, oh my god, look, it's the gator. I want to say hi to the gator. I was a gator. So I took pictures of like I took pictures of him, but not like while we were there. So yeah, he was Spider-Man. We walked around Target, and he had a lot of kids like kind of wave at him, and it was really cute. And we walked through like the toy section because he was gonna get a game and whatever. So that was really cute. And then we were walking back to my car, and this like other lady is like parked a row over with like a little girl. And all of a sudden I hear, wave to Spider-Man, wave to Spider-Man. And I'm telling Robert, I was like, they're saying like wave to the kid, wave to the kid. And he didn't hear me, so he didn't wave to the kid, and I felt so bad for that kid, but it was really cute. And then
that kid is gonna grow up to be like Doc Ock or some villain from the Spider-Man universe.
And then we went to he needed to get a haircut because his hair was obnoxiously long. So we drive around Baytown, and we go to 4 different, we start looking up different like places to get haircuts or whatever. And so the first place he went to last time, they're closed. The guy that takes 2 freaking hours to cut the freaking hair, he was closed. And then we go to like, the little chain, whatever, haircutting places. They're closed. We call the 4th one. They're like, hey, we're only doing appointments, and the earliest appointment we have is Wednesday. So then we were like, fine, we'll go to Sports Clip. So he goes to Sports Clip. I'm sitting in the car, and the girl cutting his hair is flirting with my man.
Did you fight?
I did not. I was in the car. He didn't tell me this until afterwards.
Oh.
And so he comes out to the car and he tells me, oh yeah, she was flirting with me.
I was
like, how rude! How dare she do such a thing? And so he was like, well, I mean, I went on to tell her about the Spider-Man thing from yesterday. And then she stopped flirting with me. Cause he was like, oh yeah, yesterday I went to Target with my girlfriend, and I was dressed as Spider-Man. And she stopped with the flirting after that.
Well, that's good.
And I was like, did she stop flirting because of the Spider-Man bit? Or did she stop flirting because you have a girlfriend?
She's not attracted to Spider-Man.
I was like, this could have gone one of 2 ways. But
there's no way she's not attracted to Spider-Man.
It was pretty cute. I thought it was like the cutest thing I had seen all weekend. And
What would you have done if she wanted to fight you over him? Winner, fight to the death. Winner gets the boy.
I'll beat her up, man.
Oh hell yeah,
Dude,
that's what I'm talking about.
For the first time in history, I actually like a guy, and I'm pretty determined in the fact that I like him. So like,
You'll throw hands if you have
I
to.
will.
Okay.
Oh no, hell
Okay.
yeah, I'll throw hands.
Okay, good. I was just making sure.
no,
That's good. That's good to hear.
I love him. It's great.
That's good. All right.
Yeah, that's my story.
That's good. No, that was good. That was fun.
A couple of things. First of all, you should go out and vote. If you haven't already, you should go out and vote.
Yes, voting is good.
If that's a thing you can do, go vote. And if you can't vote, tell people that you know that can vote to go vote. And you can follow me on any social media platform and come bother me at Malini53.
You cannot follow me at any social media platform but Twitter. CDRohr, ROHR. CDROHR. If you want, but I do a lot of politics on there, so that might scare people away.
Mine's just baseball and sad.
Yeah, I do baseball, music, and politics. So there's a very small cross section of Twitter that relates to anything that I say. So I'm just speaking to nobody on Twitter, but if you want to see that, go ahead.
If you want to be a part of my nothing, please follow me.
yeah. But I'm not on Instagram or Facebook or anything else.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Sounds good. Well, that'll be the end of that. Go vote. And
I thought you were about to say go Pokes.
Go Pokes. Breaking news, transferring to Oklahoma State. Not.
They were on my list of schools when I started looking at schools. I'm not going to lie.
Well, they do have a dope mascot. Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete. And his good friend Freddie.
Oh, man. Rest in peace.
Look at that. We've come full circle. That's where we stop it right there.
Shout out Peter Alfano.
What a man.
Is that how you say his name?
There's a guy who hits his name Randy Rosarena. Every time he takes a swing, it is a thing, it's Cosa Buena. Running round the bases, he's as fast as a hyena. Ah, Rosarena. Aye!